Hello, my name is Marcus from Farm Grow Flowers, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about wreath care. All of our wreaths are made out of foliage, so they've been cut from either a tree or a bush, some sort of plant they've been cut from. So from the point at which they've been cut to the process that they take to form the wreath, they're out of water. So really they're drying continually from the point at which they were cut. So with that in mind, how long they'll last or stay fresh depends on a couple of factors. So one of those things is the type of green or the type of foliage. Some greens will last longer than others. Another thing is temperature. Like, is it in direct sunlight or is it in the shade? And then another factor, which kind of goes along with the last one, is just like the kind of like ambient temperature. So outside, if it's hot, it might be better to have the wreath inside so that it will last a little bit longer. To keep a wreath fresher for longer has to do again with the heat or the temperature. So what you're going to want to do is move your wreath inside somewhere if it's hot outside. Now if it's like cold, I think you're probably okay leaving it on the door outside. So you can put something in your living room above the couch, or you can put it above your bed frame. You can kind of get creative with it too. I really like putting it against the door on the inside, but there's lots of things you can do with it. Another thing you can do to keep a wreath lasting longer is also misting it, maybe every week or every other week. Just give it a spray, and if your wreath happens to have a fragrance, it might help it bring back some of that fragrance as it dries out. Speaking of fragrance, this one right here, the pine, actually has a really great scent, so misting this will help it bring back some of its smell as it begins to dry out. Another wreath that we do offer sometimes is a eucalyptus wreath, and that one also smells really great, so misting that is also going to help keep its fragrance longer. At Farm Grow Flowers, we really like when the wreaths dry. It's actually a really cool effect. So they actually change in a lot of different ways. One of the ways that they change is in color. Most of the times they will fade and lighten, and so that's a kind of a cool effect. You're kind of getting multiple feels for a wreath throughout the span of its life. And again, that depends on like where you're keeping it and storing it. Another way that it can change is the scent. Again, it will lose some of its scent. It will also probably not be as full as it was when you first got it. It will start to lose some of its shape because all of that moisture is being dried out. And as wreaths age, they're going to be a little bit more fragile. They're changed in texture. So instead of it being smooth and kind of softer, the leaves will get a little bit more brittle. So you just want to be more careful as you move them around or change its location. I really love wreaths at this time of the year because it helps us kind of celebrate the holidays outside of the singular day or that week. And it's also a really good way of pulling in like nature, especially in the Bay Area. We don't have like the change in color or foliage that you might have in New England or somewhere else in America, but it helps us have that feeling at the same time with just something as simple as wreath. All of our wreaths come with ribbon, so you can hang it from the ribbon onto a hook or like a command strip hook, or if you do not prefer ribbon, on the backs of our wreaths, there is wire, and so you can again just hang it onto a hook or a nail or something, but just make sure it catches on the wire and not just into the branches. And if you live in an apartment or someplace where you don't really have a place to hang up a wreath, another cool thing you can do is just take the wreath and put it on a table like this, and maybe put some candles inside or a pumpkin. So it's another way, kind of like as a centerpiece, to still bring the wreath into your home. Again, that was Marcus with Farm Grow Flowers, just giving you guys some wreath care tips. Hopefully that answered all of your questions. If not, you could reach out to us through customer service or on social media.